Oh, yeah. Oh.
A strong message to the team right there. Let's get nasty. But that's the kind of leader he is. Welcome, everyone. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, ready to bring you all the action along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. Hey, guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Rajon Rondo?
Well, his playmaking is off the charts, and the beauty of that, Kevin, is his teammates know that. So they're going to work hard to get open, knowing that if they do, he'll find them for an open look.
And what a maestro he is as well. I can't tell you how many times I've seen him throw what looks like a blind pass, and I wonder where it's going, and suddenly it's right on target in the hands of his teammates for a basket.
Looking at Boston, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Clippers. You know, guys, you hate to get embarrassed on your home court, but that's exactly what happened. It was a tough loss for them.
Yeah, and given how they performed offensively that day, guys, they really had no chance.
Yeah, and the frustration just mounted. You could see it as they continued to come up empty. And by the end, they were really just happy to get out of there and have the game be over. Guys, the Celtics went from being a powerhouse in the East and middle of the pack last season, but they still protected their home court as well as anybody. Easy to find inspiration here with the parquet floor under your shoes and the banners hanging over top.
You do have to love the parquet floor here, as you said, Clark. Pride certainly a factor last season, as the Celtics were able to finish, Steve, with a 27-13 record here at their home.
And even though the Celtics would end up just as the 7th seed in the East, you knew they would control their home floor, but just because of their veteran experience, their talent, their coaching. So they were really able to ride that home court into the playoffs. How about the first quarter for him at the offensive end? He's really had the touch going.
Outside Brent. Pass to Green. Gets it to go. Green's got his first bucket of the night.
Defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Smith. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there. J.R. Smith, last season's 6th man of the year, averaging 18 points per game off the bench for the Knicks. What a fantastic season.
Now here's Bradley. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. That's good. Smith's got 5 points so far.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
And for J.R. Smith, the New Jersey native, right at home, Clark playing for the Knicks.
And you knew he had the talent to be special. He just had to put it all together and had a big season. The first player since '90 to come off the bench and score 30 or more in 3 straight games, Kevin. He's simply a bucket maker.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Turned in an outstanding game against Chicago. Passes it to Smith. Mr. Clutch guarded by Bradley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
It had been almost 2 decades since the Knicks had finished atop the Atlantic Division, guys, and since the most recent alignment changes in '04, they had never finished first. But that changed last year.
And he sinks the second. Yeah, the Atlantic title had just gone between the Nets and the Celtics for the last 11 or so seasons, but finally, Knicks were able to reach the top, and they did it in a year, Steve, where the division was loaded with good teams.
Yeah, no doubt. With the Celtics, Nets, and Knicks, pretty good, solid teams there. And, I thought the Knicks had an excellent season all in all, but in New York, the expectations are high, and they want more than just an Atlantic Division title.
Anthony left side. Now the pass to Mr. Clutch. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
A short time ago, Mike Woodson and I were able to catch up. He said that if they wanted to double their wins against them, they'll have to be just as sharp as they were in their first meeting, saying, we can't get sloppy now and expect to win. We have to be just as judicious with what shots we take as we were the first time around. We'll see if they can replicate that, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And their ability to generate good, high-percentage shots are key here, guys.
And what that means for them is they need good ball movement, crisp passing, and good spacing. They've got to execute offensively.
Well, those are all the ingredients in creating high-quality shots, Steve, and that's exactly what they need to try to do.
The shot by Anthony, no good.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Rondo. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. He dishes it to Green. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the best at there.
He thought he had that one clean, but...
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. At the 2 and 3, it's Avery Bradley and Jeff Green. Then it's Pressey. Then it's Chris Humphries. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Number 38. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Pressey.
You can't be the number 2 seed in the East by being mediocre on the road. I mean, the Knicks had a veteran group, and they all had the mental fortitude and experience to finish off games on the road last season.
Bradley with the ball. Now Smith defending. And Jeff Green, the bucket on the assist by Bradley. 6 points for Jeff Green.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Rondo drives in. Cannot hit.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
Mark, as you said, the Knicks were one of the tougher teams on the road, and their road record was what separated them, Steve, from the middle of the pack in the East.
Yeah, 23 road wins, second only to the Heat in the East. It was interesting, Kevin. They relied so heavily on threes that sometimes on the road they'd go cold, but they could also get hot in a hurry, and they were able to avoid a bad spell.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Bargnani comes in for Chandler. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Shannon Brown. Clock at 6. No luck. Nice D from Bargnani. The Knicks leading by 4. Anthony sets the pick for Shumpert. Mr. Clutch. And the Knicks miss again.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Here's Bradley. It's rebounded by New York. Last time they met in New York.
That was an impressive defensive performance. The athleticism, the intensity, the energy, really shutting their opponent down.
And Steve, that was reflected in their block total. I mean, they were extremely disruptive. Equal parts hustle, muscle, and smarts.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off a good outing against Chicago.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Well, he's a spot-up shooter, one of the best. One of those guys who, if you give him an inch, I mean, that's all it takes. He will let it fly and frequently knock down that shot.
And something else that comes to mind with him is how many guys he's given the poster treatment to. I mean, flying high to power one down while the defender stands there looking for mercy.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
And it's Rondo penetrating. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, there aren't too many drive and dish point guards out there anymore, but Rondo is the epitome of that.
Bogans kicks to Bayless. 1:03 left to play here in the second quarter. Nice ball movement by Boston. And the shot no good, a bit short. Well, Clark, you talked about Rondo's playmaking. I think Steve and I agree. He's led the league in assists per game the last 2 seasons in that very important category, Steve, and I think it speaks volumes.
It's pretty incredible what Rondo has been able to accomplish in the NBA. Fell to late in the first round to the Celtics back in his draft class, but here he is developing into one of the top point guards in the league.
Amari Stoudemire is checked in for the Knicks. Anthony with the bucket. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Baylor's off a pick from Olynyk. Shot to stop the run. The shot's good from Bayless.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
The Knicks leading by 10. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Mr. Clutch, defended by Bayless. Ball's knocked loose from deep three-point range, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. So we've reached the end of the first.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
The NBA season is rolling right along.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to the lovely and historic city of Boston, Massachusetts.
You knew that at some point the window for the group of Celtics that had won a title was going to close. I mean, it was inevitable, but last year seemed like they were going to go for one last hurrah as they added some depth and looked to reload for another run.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And New York looking at who they've got. Anthony, Stoudemire, and Chandler, their front line. J.R. Smith out there with Mr. Clutch.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Thanks, guys. Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Bulls delivered quite a performance. He dropped a cool 33 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. Just absolutely incredible numbers from him in a game you didn't want to miss. So glad we were here to watch it, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing, Clark.
Yeah, I agree. I was just glad I got a chance to witness it. It's always such a special night when a player of his caliber gets so locked in and focused.
And, you know, in an 82-game season with so much talent, every once in a while, everything's going to click. And that was definitely the case that night.
And getting back to the Celtics and Rondo's injury, a lot of people expected them to start the rebuilding process. Ended up standing pat at the deadline, Steve. Even though there was, it seemed, a lot of interest.
You know, you want to give that group, KG and Pierce and Rondo, you want to give them another run. And they had their last hurrah. They didn't get it finished. And now you start the rebuilding project. So a lot of trades, a lot of movement over the summer. But I like the fact that they gave that club one more run.
Outside Bradley. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. And let's look at some league leaders. Big defense being played by these small forwards. They're leading their position in blocks over the last month. Fifth on the list, Jeff Green.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in the league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots on the inside.
And that's the ideal makeup of a wing defender. The perimeter defense is really a requirement. I mean, you got to be able to do that, but you can also block shots like these guys can, you become even more valuable.
Good. 15 points for Mr. Clutch.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Outside Rondo. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Number 38, Amari Stoudemire with the rebound.
You'd expect him to nail that one being that close to the hoop.
Tell you what, guys, if you had questions about Amari's willingness to play a role on the team, he should have put them all to rest with how he came off the bench for the Knicks. Couldn't have been easy for him, but he handled it well.
Humphries dishes to Bradley. Outside for Rondo. Number 38. And it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. He has 7.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
The Knicks making a switch here. Well, with Amari's dealing with those knee troubles, I might forget he was really the one who first made the Knicks a destination.
Yeah, signing there in free agency in 2010. He had a huge season, averaged 25 points a game, and I think really energized that New York fan base. He was kind of the franchise player before Carmelo arrived.
Bradley with the ball, now guarded by Mr. Clutch. Back to Bradley. Kicks it to Bass. Shot clock at 6. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
And the shot is good for Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got 6 points in the quarter.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Guys, it was no secret that last season the Knicks were really a perimeter-oriented team. They had some solid inside players, but basically those inside guys were there to set screens and defend and rebound. It was up to Melo and the other perimeter guys to carry the offense. He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Keith Bogans, he's checked in for Boston. Bayless comes in for Avery Bradley. Always with a screen on Hardaway. He kicks it to Bayless. Nice ball movement by Boston. Lets the three fly. And there's Gerald Wallace on the assist by Bogans. 6 points for Wallace. Well, Clark, back what you said last year about the Knicks. Last in points in the paint. Only about a third of their points inside. Very little around the basket, Steve. It became an issue at times.
Well, it was an interesting group, Kevin. So many shooters. And Carmelo really represented their only low post threat. Even Tyson Chandler and his baskets were mostly offensive putbacks. So it was almost small ball all season long, but it was very interesting to watch.
And Pressey gets it to go.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 22 with the lead pass. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've just continued to shoot well.
Something else you like to see is how well they've shot their free throws tonight.
Johnson, he's checked in for Boston. Hardaway hits them both.
You know, you think of what a typical Eastern Conference team plays like, and you often think of the Celtics. I mean, they like to slow it up. They'll play hard D and take their fouls when they can. Still, the Celtics last year were just average when it came to playing the rest of the conference.
Wallace kicks to Bayless. Dishes it to Humphries. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Humphries has got 6.
Nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
Well, and back to the Celtics, even as you said, Clark, they do all the things most Eastern Conference teams do well. They just couldn't keep it together, Steve, to finish far above 500 in the East.
Well, losing Rondo was a huge part of it, as they had to adjust their entire offense midway through the season. And I think a lot of it, too, is, you know, the rest of the East is caught up to them, and time is finally catching up to them.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
But it was a year that Gerald Wallace would like to forget. After signing on to be part of the New Look Nets, Wallace just did not live up to the numbers that they were hoping for, and eventually was traded on to Boston.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Stoudemire. And it's Brown in for Iman Shumpert. Outside Hardaway. And again, New York with the triple. 16 seconds left in the third. Now Bayless. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Off target from the wing. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome.
The newest issue of Dime magazine just hit the
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Here's Mr. Clutch. The speedy backcourt of Rondo and Bradley. Jeff Green and Chris Humphries at the forwards. That's the Boston 5. From 10 feet out, no good. Great tee that time from Green. Got a piece of it. And a fast break now for New York. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Celtics trail by 17. Bradley kicks to Rondo. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Some of the quickest hands in the league on him, guys. And we see it in how often he's able to poke a ball loose, just as his man is going up for the shot.
And he also is incredibly adept at running the pick and roll. He almost always makes things happen when he instigates that play.
And the Knicks making a change here. Stoudemire's checked in. Humphrey sets a pick for Bradley. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. The feed to Rondo. Stoudemire with the block, but they recover it. Just 3 to shoot. Green covered by Anthony. And it's Green missing.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Stoudemire, here we go. Chandler's shot, good. Celtics trail by 18. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Rondo kicks to Humphries. Back to Rondo. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Boston Celtics. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And that will be the 3rd of 5 straight played at home. Just 5 to shoot. The drive by Green. Baseline jumper. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Green with the block. Stoudemire the pass to Mr. Clutch. Goes up again. It's laid in by Stoudemire. And the Knicks lead by 18.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Bradley can't get it to go. New York's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Back to Anthony. Humphries with the steal. Feeds it to Rondo. Bradley. Nice ball movement by Boston. Chandler with the steal. And it's Smith penetrating. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And you hear the crowd kind of murmuring. I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting him have it.
Humphries. And it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 5 assists in the game. The Knicks leading by 18. Mr. Clutch the pass to Chandler. Smith kicks to Anthony. Mr. Clutch. Rebound Boston. Humphries has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. He feeds it to Rondo. Now the dish to Humphries. Jeff Green on the wing. Pass to Rondo. Back to Green. Doubled by Smith. The open shot by Rondo. Shot is off. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
It's stolen by Rondo. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Green with the ball. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
I'll tell you what, wandering aimlessly out of bounds like that might earn him a ticket to the bench.
The Knicks have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. No good from Mr. Clutch.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Bradley drives in. Pass to Rondo. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Rondo's got 4 points in the quarter. A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. Doubled by Bradley. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Smith. It's stolen by Green. Green left side. Rondo with it. Now guarded by Mr. Clutch. Green gets a screen from Rondo. The drive by Green. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter of this one. It's stolen by Stoudemire. Here's Mr. Clutch. It's stolen by Rondo. There's the pass to Green. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Just getting on the court last season was a big triumph for Jeff Green, who was forced to sit out a year after undergoing heart surgery. You look at how he progressed over the season, and he got better with each month. Really inspirational.
And the Knicks making a change here. Felton's checked in. So it's New York picking up the win.